Welcome everyone to my presentation on descriptive statistics. My name is Jessica Sterling and I'm a student at Northwest Nazarene University. Today's presentation will discuss the definition of descriptive statistics, its history, why use it, ethics, and how it is biblically related. Understanding what descriptive statistics are assists in understanding how important ethics is and how we can tie this topic to a contextual viewpoint such as religion. Hayes defines descriptive statistics as a data set by only drawing conclusions from the data. Vedder describes descriptive statistics as a specific method used to calculate, describe, and summarize collected data in a logical, meaningful, and efficient way. Why use descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics can be used to assist in describing key features or characteristics of data, the shape of their distribution, where the center lies, and how the data vary about the center. It is also the base for quantitative analysis according to Lee. It is also easier to digest, and a lot of numbers in a spreadsheet can be difficult to decipher. In this slide, I've included some examples of descriptive statistics such as bar graphs, pie charts, not here, scatter plots, and line graphs are a few of the ways we use descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics should help us better understand and evaluate the data. Throughout history, descriptive statistics has been used. The history of descriptive statistics is both fascinating and important, and much is not covered in this presentation. So if you would like to know more, I implore you to go look into it more. It's very fascinating. Descriptive statistics can be traced back to the 17th century when John Grant and William Petty laid the groundwork. Edmund Halley used descriptive statistics for the Epidemics comet. He used ocean winds on a map. William Playfair developed some early versions of many modern statistical graphs, such as pie charts, bar charts, and line graphs. John Snow used data maps when considering cholera pandemics that had spread from India across Europe and Asia. Florence Nightingale used statistical graphs, including a variation on pie charts, to demonstrate the importance of maintaining field hospitals and sending medical supplies. John Tukey created the box and whisker plot as well as the stem and leaf plot. Edward Tuftle discussed the development of data maps, which were first created in the 17th century. We are now going to transition into the topic of ethical issues and concerns. Ethical issues and concerns is a topic that must be discussed when using and speaking about descriptive statistics. Ethics is defined as a set of moral principles, a theory or system of moral values, according to Merriam-Webster. In descriptive statistics, there are ethical concerns about misleading data, inappropriate statistical tests, neglecting negative results, omitting missing data points, failing to report actual numbers, using inappropriate graph labels or terminology, data degrading, and other issues according to Marco and Larkin. On the topic of ethics, I have included a few selected things that should be expected of someone working with statistics that were published by the American Statistical Association. The first is having professional integrity and accountability. The definitions are included in the colored circles for you to read if needed. Analysis should make valid and prudent decisions using the appropriate methodology while representing their capabilities and activities honestly while treating others with respect. The American Statistical Association also discusses the integrity of data and methods, and the users seek to understand, identify, and mitigate known or suspected limitations, defects, or biases in the data or methods, and then communicate the potential impacts. The American Statistical Association discusses the responsibilities to research subjects, data subjects, or those who are directly affected by statistical practices. The American Statistical Association states that these users of data will not misuse or condone the misuse of data, should protect and respect the rights and interests of all subjects, and that these responsibilities include those who will be directly affected by statistical practices. Lastly, from the American Statistical Association that I am going to discuss is the responsibility of team members, statistical practitioners, and the profession. There is still more that the American Statistical Association covers regarding ethics, and I hope that you take the time to read the rest on your own. Statistical practice is often conducted in teams of professionals with standards, and the practitioner must know how to work ethically in this environment. Those who practice statistics have a responsibility to treat others and the profession with respect. Practitioners have responsibilities to others and the profession that include honest communication and engagement. I think that it is important to discuss some tips for spotting unethical data. This data can be clumsy or have incorrect expressions in the analysis. It can have inconsistencies, omitted data, no mention of assumption checking, and data may fit the narrative a little too well. It is okay to ask questions and to verify the data before coming to a final decision. I am going to take the time to briefly discuss the biblical perspective. Descriptive statistics requires exactness and is often thought to be neutral from philosophical or religious points of view and has a scientific point of view. If all human factors are removed, there is a claim that religion has no place in descriptive statistics. However, according to Kahn, the human aspect of science is at the forefront and cannot be seen in isolation, which is why it is relevant for the development of Christian analysis. The contextual view of science was developed by Stoker and is a broad view that examines the narrow scientific material, and the contextual views as part of science, which all belongs to God's creation and therefore cannot be separated. Christian statisticians should be aware of the work and not be lured into their colleagues' statistical work without questioning, analyzing, or exercising careful judgment, according to Great Sesma. Religion has a role in shaping human societies by providing moral guidance, social cohesion, and community identity, according to Lagonget. There are examples of descriptive statistics in biblical times with the taking of a census, and we are told to walk in integrity, and if we don't, it will come out. Ethics may not have been defined, but everything has been laid out for us on how to live ethically in the Bible. Religion has a role in shaping human societies by providing moral guidance, social cohesion, and community identity, according to Lagonget. There are examples of descriptive statistics in the biblical times with the taking of a census, and we are told to walk in integrity, and if we don't, it will come out. Ethics may not have been defined, but everything has been laid out for us on how to live ethically in the Bible. I will provide you a moment to read some of the examples on the slide. If you remember anything from this presentation, it is that God has set the example and that it includes being ethical in all that we do, including the use of descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics were used in biblical times back to when Moses took a census. Grant and Petty were identified as laying the groundwork for descriptive statistics in the 17th century. Without ethics, there would be many issues in descriptive statistics, and the biblical perspective is also an important part of how descriptive statistics should be used. I have provided my references for you. I thank you all for taking the time to listen to my presentation and hope that you have learned something of value. Have a great day.